Oh my gosh. I had the coolest dreams the last few nights. I am excited to talk about them. So, welcome to my channel if you're new. My whole 29 subscribers. Hey, you know, this is for deliverance, okay? That's why I'm talking about this stuff. Anyway, so, if you're new to my channel, I have like dreams about a lot of celebrities that I like. I dream about all my favorite celebrities. And I see them like as God. And I see them like as different things, okay? So, just because, sorry, I'm trying to make this work. So, when I see these celebrities, they represent like different authorities, okay? In my life, I'm not saying that this is like what they're going through at the time. It could be, but, or it could just represent like a characteristic of theirs. But, so I have these dreams. They relate to my testimony. And they also relate to celebrity lives, okay? However, I have never had a celebrity like reach out to me and tell me that that my dreams are true about them. The only confirmation I have is like in the media, okay? So, so I dream about people I favor the most, okay? Like, my favorite celebrities, they're like, go through my videos, look at the names. Those are my favorite celebrities, okay? So I see them all as like different things. And each celebrity represents a different like authority, like betrayal, what else? A betrayal, shame, death, sin, or like my strength in sin, or my strength in righteousness, or suffering. Sorry, 1 second. So when I see celebrities in my dreams, like Drake, for instance, who's like one of my top faves, he always represents like a betrayal, okay? Like physically, that's what he represents in a dream. When I interpret my dream to my life physically, that's like when I see him in a dream, that means that there's some type of betrayal on earth that I relate that to my testimony to. I'm not saying that he was like the biggest betrayal in the world. I'm just saying that that's who I see when I have a betrayal physically. Like destruction is like I see Nicki Minaj as destruction on earth. I seen Cardi B as like death, or like I thought she was like division or hostility, but I don't know what she represents anymore. I think she represents like backsliding and death, okay? I think that's actually what she represents in my dreams on earth, or like when I see her in a dream, that's what she means, okay? Or like shame or something. Is she shame? She's not shame, okay? I thought she was shame. Tyga I've seen as the spirit of shame, okay? Like the reason why I came to this conclusion is because I have so many dreams about so many different celebrities, and I try to like piece together what I see them doing in my dreams and then draw my conclusion from that. Like, okay, so I've seen this celebrity do this and this and this in these 3 different dreams, so I know that that means that every time I see the celebrity in a dream, it represents this specific thing on earth, like that I'm going through, okay? Like maybe it's like let me see, like for Ariana Grande, for instance. I haven't had that many dreams about Ariana Grande, okay? I've seen her like as being possessed. I've seen her as I've like that happened to me, okay? So, or something like that. No, I've seen her as like strength when you're laying down, like maybe like. Anyways, I thought that she was a victim, okay? Like that she represents being a victim. And like Nicki Minaj, I saw her throw a grenade at me. So I know that Nicki Minaj represents destruction. Anyways, so these dreams I'm going to talk about today. There's some celebrities I have never mentioned before in this dream. This is like about when I was a teenager, okay? I myself was very destructive, okay? Like, I would get in these crazy rages and, like, start throwing stuff and breaking stuff. And, like, I had phases in my life when I like busted out windows and stuff like that. I was like 15, okay? I'm 32 now. Please don't judge me for it. And I myself had become like very destructive, okay? So I see Nicki Minaj as that person in a dream, okay? Either being destructive or being destroyed, like spiritual warfare. So this is like when I want to relate this to myself because I feel like this applies to me, but I feel like it also applies to like the spiritual principalities of destruction against myself, okay? So this is like, I could relate this to like a few different things, okay? I could relate this to my own life and my own testimony when I myself was destructive, or when like waiting on God was destruction, and it's just like I'm waiting for God for healing, I'm waiting for God for like everything to get good in my life, and it's just like that waiting turns into a test, and that test turns into destruction. And that's kind of like what this is about. When I cut the wings like off of this spirit of destruction in my life against me and in my own self when I was a teenager, and these are wings, okay? So that means that this was a strength of mine as a teenager, okay? You know, people get strength from their sin, or they get strength from righteousness. So this is like when I'm like proclaiming now that that destruction is never going to rule my life ever again, okay? I myself am never going to be destroyed, and I myself am not going to destroy anything, okay? This is like what this dream is about. How I found strength after that, and what else? And when I finally like how I tried to survive without this like strength of destruction, because let's say you're going through all type of crazy stuff. Okay, if I'm destroying this strength of destruction in my life, I have no strength to destroy whatever is attacking me, like in the spirit. This is kind of like what these dreams are about. So because of that, I had no strength to destroy that. And then it like at the end of the dream, it shows like this man of God, Brandon Lake, who is also a favorite celebrity of mine now. I listen to like Christian worship now. He's like one of my favorite artists now. I like see him at the very end like showing up like as like suffering, but I've had a few different dreams about him, so I kind of understand what he represents now. When I see Brandon Lake, I think he represents like stopping something bad for the kingdom of heaven, for righteousness, and maybe like losing this strength because it's bad and suffering for it, okay? Although it's still righteous, but I still see him showing up, okay? Like to rescue me at the end of this dream, okay? After waiting so long for God's healing. So in this dream, I see Jordan Sparks is one of them. I see Nicki Minaj. I see Drake, Brandon Lake from Elevation Worship or Church or whatever. I also see what's this guy's name? From Supernatural, that show Supernatural, Dean. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to look up his name because I don't know his real name. I just know that I used to watch that show like religiously, Supernatural. I used to like it a lot. He was like one of my favorite actors on that show. Let me see. This guy. What's his real name? Jensen Ackles. That's his name. That's him right there. That's him. Teaching me how to build a floodgate for when I'm like getting attacked and I have no spiritual gift of destruction to destroy this attack against my life, okay? So that's like basically what this is about. So the first part of this dream, I saw 3 birds, okay? 3. So 3 could represent like God, okay? Or like the Godhead. And I broke the wings on these birds one at a time, and I sat them down and I was like, you'll never have wings again. You'll never have wings for destruction again. So the first interpretation is that the people I see as God in my dreams that are like destruction against my life are like worldly singers, okay? Like Drake and all them, okay? Like anyone that's not like a Christian worship singer and they rap for the world or sing for the world or whatever. So that was my first interpretation, okay? Breaking the wings off of this worldly music by not listening to it and listening to Christian music so that it can no longer destroy me. Because the Bible says if you worship God, He'll make all your paths straight. I've had continuous cycles in my life that always led in destruction, always ruin my redemption, ruin a career, ruin my schooling or whatever. Talked about this many times. Okay. So that was like the first thing I saw. Okay, I broke the wings off of these birds and said, you are never gonna have wings again. You're never gonna fly again, is what I said in the stream. That means that in the spirit, the principalities that are destroying me because I listen to worldly music, I'm telling them, you're never gonna have strength to destroy me again in the future, ever. Okay. Also, I think this represents myself when I was a teenager. Telling myself as a teenager, you're never gonna have strength for destruction again, okay? Like, you ain't never gonna bust out your boyfriend's windows in the future, okay? You ain't never gonna throw something against the wall because you're just like a crazy, angry person that just wants to prove to the world that they're not a punk because they got bullied as a child, okay? Like, that's actually my story, but, that's like basically like the two interpretations I got, okay? One's about me telling myself as a teenager that you're never gonna be destructive again, and another one is telling the principalities of destruction that you're never gonna fly again, like you're never gonna destroy me again, okay? That's like the first thing I saw. There was like a lot of parts in this dream, and then I saw like I was watching Blueface. He like Blueface the rapper. I have dreamt of him, okay? He represents like someone that's mocking someone that is cursed, and he also represents redemption to strength, okay? I've seen him as doing like both things, kind of, I guess. So I'm still trying to like, I thought he was like the spirit of stealing, but I have never like worshipped stealing or anything, so, but that's what I've seen him as. So Blueface on his Instagram, he got like all these strippers in his house, okay? And like they all fight each other. And, like, I'll be watching that, like, oh, snap, you know, what's going to happen next? I want to see. Okay? So, I seen all those strippers, like, sitting on the ground, and they were all dressed in red. And I also seen Nicki Minaj just standing straight. Like, she wasn't moving. None of them were moving. They were all being very still. They were all dressed in red, and then I walked up to Nicki Minaj. I started putting, like, powder in her mouth. Okay, so, like, what that means is, like, when you're waiting on God, okay, so this past season of my life, I was waiting on God, and it was destroying me, okay, because I was so sick. Dancers sitting down, but also looking, what, baby?
I want to watch tablet.
Okay, go get it, it's right there. So, first of all, seeing Nicki Minaj means that feeding her powder means that you're getting judged now, even though you're supposed to be redemption, okay? So in the past, when I was destructive, it was redemption, okay? Because people stopped messing with me when I was being destructive as a teenager, okay? So now I'm judging this principality of destruction because I'm saying you're never going to have wings again, okay? I was destructive, and I got destroyed many times after that. So I think that's why I saw Nicki Minaj standing in the red, even though she was supposed to be redemption. It was a redemption that would have resulted in destruction anyways, okay? And seeing like all these strippers, you know, I thought that seeing like a stripper is like when someone dances around discipline, they try to avoid the discipline that they have coming for their own actions. I mean, I've never been like that. I don't think I've ever done anything like to deserve like any type of discipline like that. But I've just seen them all like sitting on the ground, being very still, and all in red. They weren't moving. And then I seen Drake like in all black, like I was sitting on a couch, and he was like, he threw this table right in front of me. It was like a coffee table. He like threw it, and he like got on a knee and like grabbed my hand, like, will you marry me? Drake wants to marry me. A dream. And once I interpret it, it's not like as exotic as you would think, you know? And he was like, oh, you want to marry me? And I was like, I put my hands on his shoulder and I started kissing him, and I was like, let me think about it, you know? So, like, you know, Drake represents a sinful betrayal, okay? Him throwing a table in front of me means that there was some type of righteous anger. And, like I said, as a child, or as a teenager, I was destructive because of righteous anger, okay? And now I'm seeing Drake, he represents a betrayal. Physically, when I see him in a dream, it means like a betrayal. A sinful betrayal. It means like he wanted to marry me, like maybe like my daughter's father. And, sorry. And I also seen like, what else did when did I see Blueface? I think Blueface was in my next dream I'm gonna talk about, maybe in another video, because the dream I had 2 nights ago was like 1,000 hours long, and it represents like my whole relationship with my daughter's father, like his strength and sin, and my strength and righteousness, and like what happened, and how, no, I'm sorry, Blueface is in this dream represents like hardships and waiting on God, okay? Because the first part of this dream, I think, like it was like I was going into a kitchen, he was cooking, and he just like had all these, he was looking up, and I was like much taller than him in this dream, and he just like, so that means like, I think this represents me too, okay? Like having hardships because you're waiting on God, even though you're like scheming something, like you're concocting something, you're concocting some type of plan because he was cooking to break free, I'm assuming, but you're also suffering hardships while you're waiting on God to come and deliver you, okay? So that was like the first thing I saw before these dreams. And then I saw Brandon Lake, like this was after like the dream with Drake. He like busted through the door and he was like crying and his arms were open, and then he had like a helmet on, and he was like he just like showed up, okay? And he was like, I got casted out of heaven. It was like if I was waiting for this man to show up for like ever, and he like busted through the door, and he was like crying, and he was like ready to embrace me, because this is who I was waiting for, this man of God to show up, waiting for God to show up, okay? Although I seen him suffering, okay? So this represents a time in my life when I was suffering, having hardships, suffering destruction, although it was redemption, and you know, being casted out of heaven obviously is like you're losing paradise, okay? Like your world of paradise, you're joyful, everything is great, you know, you're loved, you're favored. That's like heaven on earth, okay? So, you know, when I got with my daughter's father, I kind of lost heaven, okay? Stopped talking to everyone. I was on like heavy drugs, and it just all went bad, and I'll talk about that in my next video of like what I saw. And sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Okay, so I had to like go through my phone and delete some videos, but that's basically what I saw, okay? I cut the birds off of these, I cut the wings off of these birds. So birds in the Bible represent like waiting on God, basically, okay? Because there's a Bible verse that says like, don't worry about what you're gonna eat. God even feeds the birds, okay? God feeds the birds, and he favors you far more than the birds, okay? So these birds represent, you know, like, either someone that's thirsty, someone that thirsts for God, or someone that's not as righteous as you, and they're getting fed anyways, okay? So breaking the wings off of these birds, it could be myself when I wasn't as righteous as I am now, as a teenager. Okay, so let's just say for the sake of this video that I no longer have wings in destruction. That means that if I'm getting attacked, I can't destroy them because I no longer have strength in destruction. Because as a teenager, destruction to me was unrighteous, and I felt bad for it. So I cut my own strength in it. And also in the spirit, I'm cutting the strength of my enemy that's destroying me as well, okay? Because for some reason I had access to that in the spirit. So now I'm like gonna find a way to survive without the strength and destruction, okay? So, what's his name? Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I had a dream that he was teaching me how to build a floodgate, okay? And you know, like a floodgate is just like a little wall that stops the water from coming out. Like water can mean either like revival or something in the spirit, or it can also represent like Milena, what are you doing with that? Sorry, I don't want you playing with that, okay?
Okay.
Here. Anyways, he was teaching me how to build a floodgate, and I was standing behind him, and he was showing me how to like build this thing, like to stop this water from overflowing. That means like you're losing your strength, okay? You're not gonna be able to destroy your enemies in the future, so I'm gonna show you a way to survive, okay? I feel like this is like kind of what was happening in this stream. He was showing me how to build a floodgate, okay, to stop like wrath from overflowing in my life, okay, or learn how to fight with my words instead of like my fists or destruction, so that I could survive, because I lost my strength in destruction, okay. Cut my own wings apparently, because I thought it was unrighteous, or cutting the wings of my enemies now. So I was like kind of like depressed in this stream. You know, I saw Brandon Lake as like suffering, although your mind is protected. You have the help. You're saved. You have the helmet of salvation, but you're still suffering while you're waiting on God to show up. Okay. I did see him show up though. So like I was kind of like depressed, and he was like doing something. So he like kind of tried to like splash me, so I would like wake up, like be more alert. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry. And then I think I just like hugged him or something. So that could mean like a betrayal, okay? So that means like lost my wings in destruction. Now someone's teaching me how to survive, because I no longer can destroy my enemies now, okay? In the past. Or maybe even like now, because I no longer have the strength, okay? So he's teaching me how to use my words to fight, like as a defense mechanism. Use my own accusations to stop spiritual warfare from getting out of control. And obviously I was suffering anyways, because I lost my wings and my strength, like in boxing, okay? When I was boxing, and it just like I lost that talent. And I have seen like it was like for a righteous reason apparently, or not. I mean, I've seen Rihanna saying that I just couldn't fight and that's what stole my talent. But like in this version of this dream, like I can see it like from my own eyes and my own heart, and I can see it like from the eyes and the heart of the enemy and the way it's worked. So this guy's trying to teach me this, okay? And in some way I betrayed him anyways. I don't know why, but that's what I saw in a dream. Okay. And then I'm gonna talk about this guy wanted maybe I should go back, okay? When I destroyed these wings for destruction, I think that has to do with my boxing talent, and also like my anger that resulted in destruction. Like this guy wanted to like hook up with me in the stream, and I wanted to like take a shower first and everything, and he was like, oh, you gotta fight 12 radio. And I was like, what? I don't wanna fight 12 radio. 12 means like perfection, and radio can represent like prophecy. This guy was telling me that I have to be self-destructive, okay? I gotta fight my own YouTube channel. Okay, I gotta fight perfect worship. And I told him I don't want to do that, okay? It was dark outside, so that means I was in a dark time. And this guy that wanted a union with me wanted me to be self-destructive and destroy my own worship, to have like a perfect life and a perfect world. Excuse me. And obviously I was not like in much control in this dream, or I would have never been with this guy. So that's like what happened after I cut these wings, okay? This guy's telling me to fight my own prophetic insight, fight my own perfect dreams, or my own perfect prophecy, or whatever. So after that I'm going to talk about cut my wings, learning how to build a floodgate so that I could protect myself, because I no longer have strength in this area. And now I'm seeing this werewolf, okay? A werewolf could be like a lone wolf. Like this guy looked like a human, but he looked like a werewolf. Like he had like 2 little sharp teeth, and he had like little ears. Have you seen like those monster dolls? What are they? They're like those monster Barbie dolls. He kind of looked like one of those monster dolls. Like the little werewolf, he looked exactly like that. But this guy, this is the one with Jordan Sparx. Him, I think, he had like shoes that like he could fly. Like the shoes let him fly. Like in Mr. Incredible, the bad guy, he has like these shoes, like he wants to be a superhero, but he doesn't have natural superpowers. So he like makes all this technology to be like a superhero. And he has like boots that like make him fly. I forgot this dude's name. Let me see. What the heck? He's in the first one. I'm gonna look up this guy because this guy. This guy has these boots that fly, okay? I've seen this many times in dreams. I cut my wings for destruction, okay? I saw this werewolf, a lone wolf, okay? With boots that fly. And then I saw like a big portal in the sky. He looked like a man, but he looked like a werewolf. I don't know how to explain it. The only thing I could say about a werewolf is like that interprets as just being like isolated, okay? So I think this represents like my time in isolation when I'm just waiting on God and I'm suffering because I no longer have wings in destruction. I cannot destroy my enemies spiritually, okay, and physically. So I cannot destroy my enemies in the spirit because I cut these wings, okay. Although I still believe that I'm cutting the wings of my enemies to destroy me, but for the sake of my testimony, okay. So I can't fly, but now we got these boots that help me fly, okay. So now I'm alone, and then he's like, oh, look, it's Jesus. It's Jesus. And then I saw Jordan Sparks, okay? I think that's when I realized that I was seeing these celebrities in my dreams as God. And then she just, like, landed and was just, like, walking. And I, like, followed her, and then the scene changed. It was, like, on the earth at first. It was a really cool dream. And then it, like, turned into an office, and I'm like, oh, look, that's how Crystal looks right now. And then I'm like following her, and then I go into this office, and this lady's like talking to me about all this stuff. And for some reason, I started kissing this lady. It was really weird. And she's like, oh, Crystal, I can't. Okay. So first of all, kiss means a betrayal. Okay. I was not like aware in this dream of like I don't know why I kissed her. In this dream, I was not like conscious in this dream. This was not like a lucid dream where like my mind on earth was in this dream. It was just like an automatic response. And then when I woke up, they're like, oh, that was Drake that did that. That was Drake that did that. Drake represents a betrayal when I see him in a dream on earth, okay? So, again, I lose my wings to fight or for destruction or whatever. I learned how to use my mouth to defend myself. I have a big lot. I could argue for days, okay? And it's funny sometimes. Like, I have a really smart mouth. So, lost my wings in destruction. Learning how to build this floodgate to defend myself. And since I don't have wings to fly, now I have these boots that help me fly, okay? And I'm seeing, I'm alone. This lone wolf, I think, represents isolation. And Jordan Sparks represents, like, even though you don't have these wings anymore to destroy your enemies, you're still going to walk in faith. This is the past. I've seen her back. Okay? And although in the future there's still going to be betrayal. Okay? So, like, that's kind of, like, it for that part of the dream. I mean, I also saw my ex. And they were calling him a curse of joy. Okay? Oh, the curse of joy is back. He's back. A curse of joy can mean some type of sin that's joyful, if you know what I mean. And it results in destruction of your own life. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. That's pretty much it. I think that Jordan Sparks, because I seen her in the same dream with this werewolf, means that she also represents like isolation, okay? Or like just being alone, but still walking in faith, although you have no strength. You're suffering. Your mind is protected, but you have no strength. You're suffering. You're waiting on God to show up for healing, for deliverance, for like everything you're asking for the past like how many years I've been praying for deliverance from different things and healing. So that's pretty much it about that dream, okay? And I don't really know what else to say about that. you know, I had like a really long dream that I'm gonna talk about. Maybe I'll make another video. I have to write it down because it's so long. The dream I had the other night was basically like what happened when I got with my daughter's father, because I no longer have these wings in destruction. I got with someone that had wings in destruction, okay? Although I was asleep and although I was being betrayed because of my drug addiction. So, my daughter's father, when he's on drugs, he was like, needed money and stuff. He would do whatever. He was distracted to get money, okay? So, in my next video, I'm going to talk about, like, how that plays out with that relationship, okay? I no longer had wings for destruction. I can't destroy my enemies because of it. I saw Blueface taking all these necklaces and wrists, like, all these diamonds, like, jewelry from this mob people to give to me, okay? He stole it from them and he gave it to me. My daughter's father, when he's on drugs, he rob houses and stuff to serve his addiction. By God's grace, he said he's in recovery. So hopefully he's doing better now, but in my next video, I'm going to talk about that, okay? How I lost my wings, how I found wings in someone else, okay? Although it was, like, destructive to my own life, so that I could get my strength and my wisdom from the devil, okay? Like my dreams, my prophetic gifts, or whatever it is that's natural for my spirit that was stolen from me, from my identity because of the past. So, I'll talk about that one next. That was like a whole flick, okay? Just so you guys know, Mariah Lynn was in that one. Who else was in that? Ben Affleck. I saw Ben Affleck's hardships. I saw Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian represents, like, actually, like, losing heaven. Like, I seen her, like, as an angel. But she, like, pulled someone by the foot and, like, pulled him out of heaven. I think I don't know if I saw Kim Kardashian in that dream. Shakira? Oh my gosh, Shakira was like a ninja in this dream. Who else did I see? I think that's it. But I'll talk about that in another video because that dream is like so... But anyways, like and subscribe. If you guys know these celebrities, give them a message. If you have any different interpretation for these dreams, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. And y'all stay blessed and stay happy, and keep on keeping on. And hope this virus go away, and hope that life go back to normal, and everyone just be happy and joyful, and have everlasting peace. Okay. Bye.